Good night. Welcome. I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight, I have Devin. Hopefully, I'll be joined by a few other guests in a few minutes. If not, we'll just go along. But we're here to discuss some UEFA Champions League action that we saw earlier on today. A lot of goals in the Champions League today again, and boy, a lot of United fans were happy while some are sad because some wanted United to lose. But as I said, I wouldn't mind them losing because I want the manager to go. But knowing how this team plays and know this coach stay, once they tend to lose a game, they always turn up for the next one. Whenever he's placed under any sort of pressure, this man normally turns up. So they were awful in the first half, but in the second half, it seems like Bruno Fernandes decided to turn up his game another notch, and he was brilliant in that second half. And one of Devin's favorite player, Cristiano, got the winner at the end. Good win for United, but I'm not going to touch on them much deep right now. I'm just going to look at the fixtures that took place before that. So first up, we saw Barcelona getting a 1-0 victory over Dynamo Kiev. And I don't know why Kim's ahead from the show because the man tell on last night in the Devin said, yo, make sure when Barca lose, hold on a day here. Hold on a love talk. Kims, where are you? We're yet to see you, boss man. So where are you? You're the one that is hiding out the show now. But on top of that, now the first man that has scored a goal since what's his name? Messi has left Barcelona has been Gerard Piqué, and I believe he equal a record with Roberto Carlos today for the highest goal scoring defender in Champions League history, and that's a good thing for him. But Devin, overall, what you thought of them?
Yeah, I didn't see much. I just saw the highlights. I mean, as was expected, I predicted them to win the game and they won, but they are struggling now to move on to the next round. So now they're desperate, so they have to play like they're desperate. They're desperate, so they have to play like they're desperate. The only thing that matters for them is to get a result, and they did get a result today. So they are still hopeful. There's still hopes for them to go to the next round. But I think that's where it's gonna end for them. But Benfica is gonna be their problem, because it's just up until the last 10 minutes as if Bayern was playing good against Benfica. So Benfica may give Barcelona some problems to beat them already. So right now they have to hope that they can get a good result against them. And then this Barca team, like I said, it would be just great if they could make it to the second round, and that's it where the road will end for them, because anybody that gets in the second round, if they reach the second round, they'll knock them out.
They think that they have the quality to actually get past, say, Benfica, because they're basically continuing with Benfica now. Bayern is way out front, and as expected,
Right,
yeah,
right.
they're gonna get. But do you think that they have what it takes to get over Benfica?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because well, I'm not sure if they do have the quality. But Benfica has played them well, and Benfica looking good. It's just that in the last, it's just Bayern. You can't judge Benfica against Bayern. So putting Benfica against Barcelona, I'll give Benfica the edge upon them because they haven't looked they haven't looked real good. I watched them in a few La Liga games, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the Memphis Depay, and Coutinho look a shadow of himself like what we used to before, man. Oh gosh, man. It's hard watching Coutinho at Liverpool and seeing him playing this Barca setup now. It's heartbreaking to see him playing like this. So I don't think there's much expectation for them to move on. Wait on the Champions League, but for against Benfica are going to give them problems. That's what I see. Benfica are going to give them problems.
Okay. But is there anything that they could take away from this game, otherwise from winning the game? Because I mean, you look at a team like Dynamo Kiev, and even for people who actually bet, they'd have seen this game as a game that would have probably had 2 goals in it and all of that. So yeah, with them winning 1-0, I think that's something for them to feel comfortable with, or it's just a step in the right direction for them.
This game, the main thing for Barca right now is just a result. Doesn't matter how they get it. Once they get the result, and I'm happy they get the result too, because I want to see them move on. But they can't look at to say, all right, we could have done more. They just have to feel comfortable that they get a result, and they didn't concede any goals. even though I don't think the goal difference is gonna matter that much because when I think Benfica is like a -2 and Barca have like a -5 in terms of the goal difference. I don't think it's gonna matter that much either because they beat them. And I think if they tie on points, they look at what the head to head first. If they tie on points, isn't the head to head?
Hold on. It matters, because all right. Remember that Benfica has a -1, -1, right? While
Mhm.
Barcelona has a -5. They have a -5 goal difference. So
Oh, right, right. Yeah, I was saying -2. No, they have a negative or -1. Yeah.
mhm.
So right now they just have to try and beat them because if they beat them, let me turn off my ring. Sorry. If they beat them, they have to counter that -1 or that goal difference. They have to beat them by a big amount. So Barca have to beat Benfica by a big amount. So right now, they just have to focus on like trying to get a win against them, get a positive result against Benfica. Which um where was the first game played around when both of them played? In
I
Benfica?
believe it was that Benfica. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's have to look to get a result back home.
All right. Let me check it because it is right in front of me. Yeah, the first one was played at Benfica zone,
Yeah.
but they just have to hope that things can go their way because
Mm,
they're not playing well. And
they're not.
sometimes when you see the starting 11 that this coach select, you have to scratch your head because even earlier on today, a lot of people were saying that now you have Ansu Fati who has come back
Mhm.
and he's playing well. You have Kun Aguero who is fit now, and yet you're going with Luke De Jong. Not because he's a Dutchman and you're a Dutchman. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should start him because he hasn't played well for Barcelona so far. So you have to question his team selection at times, and
Yeah.
that is where he's giving a lot of fans headache. But that being said, we're just going to move on because they're in a rebuilding stage. And personally, for me, I don't really care about Barcelona. I wouldn't mind if they drop down to Europa League or even out of Europa League. But that's just one of those things. Next up, we saw Salzburg getting the better of Wolfsburg as we expected. We said that this team is better than Wolfsburg, and Wolfsburg are currently not playing any football. They don't look good any at all. So no surprises here. Karim Adeyemi once again on the score sheet. My German boy keeps on just proving his worth. And we talk about RB Salzburg, and they just keep on producing these goal scorers. You have you have a man like Erling Haaland who came through, right? They moved in on because Haaland was scoring for fun for them. Then you have Patson Daka who came up next, score for fun. Boom, they moved him on. Next in line is Karim Adeyemi, and this guy has scored a lot of goals for them. So if you check the levels, it seems like each time that they lose someone, they get someone as a replacement quickly. So when I check those things, you have to be happy for the things that this team does in terms of how they deal with transfers and replace players easily. So with that being said, what you made of them?
I think I think most people predicted them to win the game. And like with Wolfsburg, well, I watched them from a couple of games in Bundesliga. Sometimes they will defend, but they have problem going forward. I remember this game when the other team they were playing, they were down a red card. I'm not sure which team it was. They were down by a red card, and Wolfsburg was finding it difficult to score against a team with 10 men. So they have problems in up. They have problems going forward. 'Cause I watched them in the Bundesliga. They have problem when they want to push forward. It's like once they reach into the opponent, you know, half, it's like they get confused. They don't know where to do the ball. They don't have a method of attack. Are they going to go down to the wing or they going to come to the middle? It's like they don't know what to do. They don't have a specific method of attack. So I know this Salzburg team, they love to score goals. They always have goal scorers. So I wasn't surprised with the result. I know they were going to beat them, and so said, so done. Because I think most people predicted that they were going to beat Wolfsburg today. Well,
Welcome to the podcast, Chris.
Yeah, man.
You said it, man. That
Good night.
Salzburg would have gotten the better of them. No surprises here. they were actually selling for very good odds because when I saw it at one point, Salzburg was selling like for $1.95. I was like, chum change this man for a team like this. So we thought of them.
Yeah, I thought they basically they have a good team playing with a lot of cohesion. I picked them to get past Wolfsburg, like Devin said, not really doing nothing special. And the bookie basically, I guess he wanted you to be a rich man, Levan. Selling them basically. Anytime you sell a team close to $2, you're basically selling a team, selling a lot. That's a lot of odds. That's a lot of odds to sell to anybody. $1.90. You sell $1.95. But they play good. Salzburg from the get go, they play good, and the early goal set the tempo for them, and then they could get settling. I I assume that teams are looking at players in that team to raid summer coming.
Definitely, because I believe I saw it the other day where they said is either Bayern or one of those teams are tracking Adeyemi because they see him as a replacement for Lewandowski if they don't get Haaland because they know that Haaland price tag is going to be well. The release class is around £75 million, so it's up to them to take it up or not. But I heard that they're tracking Adeyemi and also your team, Liverpool, is also tracking Adeyemi because they see him as a player that can play across the front line. So he's one that is on the books of you guys as well. So, boy, as I said, this is a team that is going to get raided summer, just like Ajax will be raided again. So it's just one of those things. Um, Next up, we saw Lille against Sevilla. Nothing much to talk about there. Yeah, Devin expected that his La Liga side would have won, but Lille decided that not today, and it ended in a stalemate. And just lead me to think that Sevilla, they have not been bad, but they have not been good this season. Some teams that they have played that you actually expected them to get a better result against, like score goals against, they're just eking out 1-0 victories here and there. And Devin, do you think that this is a team that flatter to deceive because based on the quality players that they have, you think that they can do better than what they're currently doing?
I'm telling Sevilla wait for man. Sevilla wait for them to go back to Europa. You know, for the finish third, they can go Europa and then them win Europa. Watch Sevilla. That's what they got. And sometimes, yeah, but they up and down. Cause like 1 week you watch them in La Liga, they play good. The next week, you wondering if it's the same team. You wonder if it's the same team they're playing. So I don't see them. I don't know what's their mindset. I don't know what's their focus. If their focus is on just to, make it to the Champions League and then they'll go back to Europe, or I don't know. I don't know what is their focus. Or in the league, if they want to finish top 4 and just go back to Champions League. I don't know what is their focus if they want to win a trophy or not. I can't tell them by the way they play Sevilla. Levon. I don't know. I don't know what's their focus. Honestly.
Chris, what would you say?
They are obviously struggling to be consistent, especially coming to win games. That's their third draw in that's their third draw in the Champions League. 3 games, 3 points, all coming out a draw. So obviously they're having trouble finding a way out to get wins.
And they only have
And I think
one goal, I believe, in the Champions League so far.
yeah, I think so, yeah. So obviously I was going to tell you that they're not creating a lot of chances. And we know that you're going to miss chances, but you have to create a lot so that the ones that you miss, you'll basically get 1 from 20 or so forth if you are that bad. But you need to create chances to score, and Sevilla are not doing that consistently.
Yeah, true. Before we move on, just want to big up the people in the comment section. We have Owen Dilworth, Pepe, Paul, Aranda, O'Connor, Shakes, Jermaine Watson, Michelle here once again. Jason Curlew. Also have Pepe, Paul, as I said, and Aldan. Big up on yourself, man. Keep on commenting and keep on leaving your thoughts. Next up, we saw Zenit taking on Juventus. And I remember when we were talking about this game, we said that when you look at Juventus, they have eked out what now? This is 4-1-0 victory in a row for Juventus. 4 matches in a row. Yes, they are 8 unbeaten. I believe they are 8 they're on an 8 match winning run, I believe, right? And four of those last victories, as I said, are 1-0 victories. Zenit on the other hand, they're on a 3 match losing streak. And if you look at it again, Chris is a betting man. Chris would have been clapping his hands seeing this match because Juventus was selling like for $2.20. So you know that this is a betting man dream. Now, that being said, what has gone so bad at Juventus, Chris, that they don't seem that team that normally plays well together? Is it a case where whenever a coach who normally coach a team before goes back to that team, they can't get the best out of that team again?
I think it's probably football. I think football has gone down a little spiral bit at the moment. If you notice the teams that normally have as quality, if you look around the world, it's just a struggle. The Real Madrids don't look as fluent as they normally look. I think it's just a transition period. Like you see, Inter look like they're ready to bully that league now, and Juventus is out of it basically. Not really out, but they don't look convincing. Like I said, their wins are not even convincing. They get a 1-0 goal today, and they didn't create a lot of chances either. That's a problem when they're not creating chances. They had 2 shots on target, and one of them was a goal. So that tell you what's taking place at Juventus. But like I say, I don't think they have the quality players that they would probably like. They're still searching to be cohesive and all of that. And obviously, coaching changes make a difference.
Okay. Devin, what do you say about that too? Because as I said, I saw it when, for instance, what's his name? Zidane went back to Madrid. Zidane couldn't get the best out of those players as he did in his first stint. And we have seen it with other coaches that when they go back home. But before I get to you, Devin, you respect people saying that Inter are Napoli too, Chris, because Napoli are the one that are boss in the league right now with the 8 match unbeaten run. They have won all 8 games if
All
memory
8 games they
serves.
win.
So
All eight.
Napoli is basically what Sevilla is in a sense. They are very good in their league, but when it comes on to Europe right now, they're not playing well. But Devin, what do you say in regards to Allegri and since he has been back to Juventus? Because they said that there are a lot of mess created before him. That was when Pirlo took over the team and
Mhm.
Christie came in and all that. So he's trying to clean up that mess. So you think that we're being unfair judging what he has done so far, or it's a case that syndrome when you leave a club and then you go back?
I think it's the syndrome when you leave and come back because, like you said, it happened to with Zidane, and then now he has to like try to get back into knowing the players, trying to work with a system, trying to create like your favorite term to create an identity as how he wants a team to play. And now I think he's just trying because I watch him a couple of games, like some games are better with them, and he's just like they play so defensive. They don't push forward. Sometimes I watch that US guy McKinney, like the man sometimes hardly cross the half line. A couple of games that I watch with them. So I don't know that they play, and I play like that. You have to go forward. You have to keep them in attack. So I think he's just trying to create an identity with the team, trying to see how they can play, and see how much you can get some result. But like you said, like Chris, I go back to what Chris is saying is like so some of these leagues, it's just like some of the top teams just not doing so well as all they used to. I think Juve is one of those teams. They're just not doing well as all they used to, and they lack certain quality players too.
Yeah, but we just have to see how that go because, as I said, they're not playing good, but they're getting results. So let us see how it unfolds going forward. Next up, we saw Villarreal taking on Young Boys, and Villarreal absolutely smashed the Young Boys, as you should do to these small teams. Wasn't a surprise if you ask me again. And again, Chris, this was a better's dream again. Villarreal were getting big odds. So if you look at today was a day for the betters to smile. I mean, a lot of people never catch it, but it was a day for betters to actually smile. But that being said, Villarreal have done decent under Unai Emery. You know that they're a team that normally does well in competitions like Europa League and things like those. But
Knockout competitions.
yeah, so since he has taken over them, you notice that they have been consistently in the top six of La Liga, and now they're doing well in Europe. Any takeaway to the coaching?
You're saying it. I didn't hear the last part, Levon.
I'm saying that since he has taken over, he has gotten them consistently in the top 6 of La Liga and also playing well in Europe. So what do you say about that?
Yeah, when I mean, I didn't see this much of this game today, but if you go back and look at the game that he played against your team, Manchester United, you could see it was a well coached team. When you look at how they played, you could tell that they were a well coached team, and he does make a difference. He's a good coach. He does make a difference. You can tell that they have an identity. They know what they want to do, and they play good in knockout. It's not even they very real. He plays good in knockout competitions, I would say. He does play good in knockout competition, Unai Emery. So he's a good coach, and you can see that basically with him. And he showed up at Young Boys. I think the bookies probably thought that Young Boys at home would be an easy game, and it probably would all out to a draw. So they were selling a win for Villarreal, probably big, but Villarreal wasn't having it today.
We're not joined by the man that decided to join the podcast late for. Don't know what's the reason for joining the podcast late
Because
for?
it was never busy out there. But that's just what's happening tonight. All right.
All right, so Devin kind of gave you some conks at the beginning. Devin said, "Yo, you call for every Monday here tonight when because
Oh, man.
Barcelona, yes,
Yes,
and
man. Yes, man.
yet Barcelona win the game and you decide that you're not going to turn up. But I'm going to give you a minute to talk, because what happened, boss? What happened to Kiev? Because you actually expected Kiev to get the better of Barcelona. So what happened?
Oh, I predicted a draw. What are you
And it
talking about?
it wasn't drawn. So what
Okay,
happened?
but for majority of the predictions, I got them correct with perfect
We're not
scores.
asking about that. We're not asking.
Yeah.
Focus.
That's fine. But you said make sure you are here. You are here. You are here. Don't hide when they draw. Yeah.
Well, I got it wrong. Congratulations.
Okay. So sounds good.
I don't know where you are.
But Devin, another one of your La Liga team doing well in Europe. As I said, Unai Emery, good coach. He's a decent coach, right? But with what he has done with this team, you notice that he has got some journeymen from even in England in that team, like Etienne Capoue and what's this guy name again, man? Coquelin from Arsenal that was garbage. You also have one fight that was at Tottenham who was an absolute trash in Premier League, and you got another journeyman in Danny Parejo. So when I look at what he has done and the youngsters that he has bringing through, like Yermi Pino who scored the first goal today, what do you make of him as a coach?
It's like it's a big. Go back to what Chris was saying. Once it's a knockout, the coach, it seems like he's going to do well. But in La Liga, he's not even in the top 6. Not even I don't think he's in a Europa League spot. Like, I don't think he's in top 6 in La Liga. They're struggling in La Liga. I think they're about in the bottom half of the table in La Liga. So whilst he's getting the result in Europe, he's struggling in the domestic league. And I don't know if he's definitely not going to go far in the Champions League. So I don't know if he's trying to focus on winning the Europa League. But the coach, he's trying to create an identity. I don't know what's the identity is. If he's trying to play attacking football, they get a small team today. Just like when Thames was saying, it doesn't matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter. Once you're playing young boys, you have to beat them. And you're alluding to the fact that they lose to us. I think they lose or draw to Osasuna in the league.
They lost, man. You're saying that they're in the bottom half, but Ryan, Devin, what I should take into consideration though is that they have only lost once in La Liga. The problem for them is that they have drawn a lot of
games. They keep drawing games. So you have to win games. If you lose some games and you win, you may push up the table. If you keep drawing, you're gonna be down there in the bottom half of the table. So I don't know if he's trying to create a defense, trying to show up the defense, and then make the attack from there. But it's not working in the domestic league. But in Europe so far, he's doing good. So we're just gonna watch that and see how it plays out.
All right, Big up Ryan LFC in the chat and also in Green. Big up on yourself. Kims, as we always say now, when big teams and small teams, they have them for barbecue chicken. And this year was Villarreal once again getting another young boy to just kick up that. What United should have done, that is what Villarreal did today. They went to young boys home and kicked up young boys. So, any surprises there for you?
Well, last night on the podcast, you guys were wow when I said Villarreal will box this team. You got wow, and Villarreal lose weekend, and I was like, well, act like young boys is a second coming of Bayern Munich. Like it's young boys, like Villarreal never were. Villarreal wasn't playing with 10 men. They're playing with 11, right? So there's a difference right there. But this young boys team is just not good. It's just that Manchester United just not good either, right? So that's just where it is. But um, the game should have been more. Should have probably been like around 7. But and young boys get a little lucky goal. But apart from that, Villarreal totally outclass a team that they should outclass, and there's no surprises there.
All right, welcome to the chat, Giovanni Scott. Big up yourself, brother. And let's move on now. Next up was Chelsea getting the better of Malmo as expected. Get a small side, they do that to small teams. Malmo got a 4 piece without any fries whatsoever. Jorginho played well and he scored 2 penalties and he has been good from the penalty spot for them. But the overall play, Kims, you're one that has been critical of them, saying that Chelsea, yeah, they might be winning games here and there, but they have not looked well. Playing against this garbage team, how would you say they look?
Um, there's honestly I can't pass a particular judgment on based on the competition, but they did what they were supposed to do. As they always say, you can only play who's in front of you. So that's what they did. I thought it would have been 3-0, but it ended up being 4-0. And again, this could have been 8, 9, 10-0, because this Malmo team is just not good. And Chelsea went ahead and just beat them as they should.
Devin, what do you say about that?
I was just surprised that Lukaku didn't score in this game because he scored against bug teams, and I was surprised he wasn't on the score sheet. But other than that, I predicted a 3-0 win, and they win 4. They did what they're supposed to do. There's not much to say about the game. It's just that I was just looking for Lukaku to score because he hasn't scored in a while, and against small teams didn't show up today.
That's what now. Seven games on the chat that Lukaku hasn't scored.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris, what do you say? Nothing surprising.
Chelsea, yeah,
Nothing.
Chelsea against Malmo. You just basically you're going to your profile. Like I said, Chelsea haven't looked like the team that they start the season looking like, but you expect to look like that against these teams that don't really get the best out of you. And a game that they are very confident and leading so early and have control of the game. You don't expect to see anything spectacular. It's just Malmo. Um, there's nothing to say. Jorginho 2 penalties. And Christiansen score a great goal today. It was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
That's about it. I don't think we have any much to say
yeah,
about.
there's not much about Malmo. Yeah, they did what there's like Devin say. You did what is expected of them, Chelsea.
Yep. Next up was Bayern doing Bayern things, getting a 4-0 win over Benfica. And I know that a lot of people were probably sweating initially when they saw that Bayern hadn't scored in the first half and not even for the first 15 minutes in the second half. But we spoke a little bit last night about what Julian Nagelsmann has done with Leroy Sané, and Sané was a difference maker for them, along with Kingsley Coman, because he played well
Man
as
of the match, Shani.
but it surprised me though in a Chris where I saw that they awarded the man of the match to Kingsley Coman. I was like, oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
yes,
no.
yes, he played well, but Leroy Sané was the man. And
Yeah,
he took them and he just took over the game entirely, and Bayern just went on a spell just like they did in the Leverkusen game where they scored 4 in around 10 minutes thereabouts, and in this game it was like 4 in less than 20 minutes. So Bayern did what was expected of them. Lewandowski on the score sheet once again, and Bayern just looked like the team to beat the season. They have a well-oiled machine, and if you look at this team, man, I can't see where a weakness is right now. I'm trying to figure out a weakness. People might say, "Yo, the right back might be the issue," but we have seen Pavard playing there, Sula playing there, Stanisic playing there, and all these guys have looked good. So if you really look at the team, you can't really see a weakness. Now with that in mind, Chris, team to beat, are you still sticking back with PSG? That PSG might be the side to beat this season.
Um, like I said, when we give that prediction, is that Bayern obviously playing as a team, everyone just in sync with what's going on. When you see how the goals score, when they link the link up play is just awesome to watch when you're watching Bayern Munich. Everyone does seem that they know what each other is going to do. And you can't say the same of PSG. I think in football, that's why we like quality players. That's why PSG probably be the favorite. Because what happens is if a game is at nil, you can depend on what you have Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. Anyone can just pull something out, and what they pull out might just be enough to win them a game or a competition. So that's the only thing. But Bayern obviously up there for me, and it wouldn't be a surprise if they go all the way this year.
Okay, Devin, what do you respond? As you said before, Bayern just look out of this world, man. They have looked
Just
so
clinical Bayern. Like I said, we said it earlier in a previous podcast. I said it like they're the team to beat, irrespective of PSG with Neymar, Messi, Mbappe. It's still Bayern. Bayern is still the team to beat because they're like a well-oiled machine. And like my my favorite player on there is Coleman. So he had a good game, and people saying something got man of the match. I was happy he got man of the match. Coleman. I'm a Coleman fan. I like the way he play. I like the way he dribbles. I just like him. I'm a Coleman fan. I like the way he plays. Sane is good too. And they just do Bayern things. Bayern just doing Bayern things. They left it too late, but they get the result. They are the favorites to win this competition.
all right. Here's Adrian Nicholson saying that Bayern are gonna pull at 2020 and turn Champions League in the Bundesliga again. Here's Gwen Green saying that Bayern is the team to beat. And also here's Pepe Paul up further. Pepe Paul is saying that PSG lucky if them reach the semis. And Chris, here's one for you. Don't let the head swell this time. Here's, here's Giovanni saying that Chris, you have media bias, I must say, and so good with how you put your words together.
Man. Thanks, my boss. But thanks. What you say, Adrian?
No man, Giovanni. Yo,
Giovanni.
Gio,
Yeah, man.
you what go Gio? Don't give this man a props because man go and really go lose the debate. So we take back that props from him.
No, man. It was a spirited one between me and principal. And so it go. But
Just
yeah,
on
man. Like you say, but I don't agree with that man of the match. Because it was a surprise that Benfica was nil all at halftime, and it takes such a brilliant goal of the day, obviously, the free kick that Sane score, and then he come back and score again, and he keeps creating and creating. Coleman play good, but
I believe he assisted one of the goals as well.
yeah, the Lewandowski goal, I don't understand. Like, it's one of the weird ones that I know Coleman play good, but I think Sane, because he had the goal of the day, and then he went back again and scored in a game that Bayern could have break the deadlock until like 70 something minutes. So I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Okay. And the final game of the day we saw Man United taking on Atalanta. Chris predicted that Atalanta would have won. He would have been smiling at halftime, seeing that they were 2-0 up. But to our viewers and the people in the comment section, and to Devin and Chris, have you ever watched a football game where you saw your team play the worst football you can possibly see in the first half, and then in the second half, you see a completely different team? Like United had one of those games. United were awful in the first half. Their finishing was some of the worst. Bruno was.
That
I saw a
I
lot of
don't
people.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
know over the years. You remember I always tell you that. That is what I admire about Manu. Yet I never feel comfortable when Manu down 3-0. I never feel comfortable in a game
I have
because
to give
they
you that
seem to
because
do
you
this over
always
the
think.
years.
I have to give you that. I remember from long time when we started out, you're one of the first one that always said is that no matter if I
You
side a lose
never
with a
count. Every
2-0,
time I
they
talk
never
about
count.
Man U, you never count them out, big man. Even when I see a 4-2 against Leicester, unless the whistle go, then I believe it. But I never count them out. So, like you say, you were in the game though, first half, Levan. If you look at it,
Mhm.
you should have probably got a goal or two. You could have came within. You could have come back to all before the break. Because I think Fred just before the break. I think Rashford was bad lucky before the break, and I think you could have came back to all. And I'm like, that's just Man U. They don't have to play nothing. They will just get chances, and it might just end up in the back of the net. But then, like I said, second half come,
You know what's the
and you
difference?
see
You
a
know what was
team
the
that
difference, though, Chris? What the difference is that it's in the first half you never saw the players giving their heart because boss man,
no,
that second half man, Mr. Christie track from team 1 half, run 100 meters, go track down the ball in the next half. I was like, why this man can't do this consistently? Yeah, we know that you're 36 soon, 37, but come on, boss. Apply some pressure up front because that is one of the things that people criticize United about, that when they play with 10 men because Christie just stay up there static. But as you were alluding to though, Chris, first off, they never played badly because if we're being honest, they were all over Benfica, just that they weren't finishing. While Bruno was just trying some audacious thing that weren't working any at all. The man just keep on taking some risk, making some stupid passes. I'm not going to say risky, they were stupid passes. And in the second half now, you just saw a completely different player, especially with that pass. And for me, that was the pass of the day. That pass from Bruno to Rashford, pass
yeah,
of
it
the
was
day.
a good pass.
So,
And the
as I said,
finish was it was a clinical finish just inside the post. Very clinical from Rashford. And I think that lift the team because they get one back early in the second half. Obviously, just lift the team. And then I knew that Manu, I stopped watching it because I knew that Manu, no, we're going to find some way and win this game.
and yeah, they ended up winning the game through Maguire with a good finish as well. That was a striker's goal, if you ask me. And also, Christie with the winner at the end. You can't give that man a yard in the box. If you give him a yard, he's going to score, especially when his team needs him. And he did that. And Devin is a huge fan of this guy now. So Devin, with him popping up the referee team has missed the Champions League, and here he was once again rescuing a situation for United.
But listen, Manu, they shouldn't have been in this position. As you know, they got some. Yeah, Rashford got some easy chance. Fred got a chance to early in the first half where they should have buried at least two to three chances from in the first half. You understand? Those for all those people keep writing holy out, holy at the wheel. That's not a coach's fault. That's not a coach's fault. That's not a coach's fault. I know some people want to see the team lose because they want to get holy out, but you can't blame the coach for those chances because the team created some good
Right.
chances. They didn't take the chances in the first half, and the goat had to save them. The goat had to save them in the dying minutes. The goat came forward and saved them. You know. So
He had to because remember that even he had chances, that he squandered.
oh yes, yeah, he
Remember
got
at the beginning of the second half when
yeah, he
Bruno
got
played
chances
a through
first
ball
half.
to him and he kicked it directly at the keeper. That should have scored.
And then
So
Yeah, he basically greased the keeper palms there.
right,
Yeah.
once you put anything in the air for him to get it, the goat will reach it and get it one. Yeah.
but as I said still these are the guys that save all your job and boy. It's not
What do you
looking good.
say? Ronaldo rescues Ole
Mm.
and not Manu.
Brother, you see, from one of his saviors returned. His savior Marcus Rashford, 2-2. So Rashford is one of those players that is going to save all his job. And that is the worst part about it because the thing now in a Chris, and I don't want to touch on it too much because we're going to discuss it on Friday. But the thing is that they always play well when it comes to Liverpool. They always tend to turn up
Yeah,
against.
they're because
So
it's a derby match. You cannot make nothing out of it. You have to just wait and see.
yeah, but boy, I really want to see the back of this guy because no matter Devin, I don't care what you want to say now. He could have win at least 100 match on the chat. I want to see him out. This guy ain't no good. He has proven long enough to me that he has been here, and you can't see identity in the team. I want my team with an identity. Just like you look at a club team and a pep team, I can tell say they are being coached. Players are improving. I want to gloat about my team that my team is playing with an identity, and I see my players improving
So
because
coach you don't want to the can't get. That's
I
very
mean that
talking about Ajax coach. Who tells the man want to leave him job on
Devin money talk,
and the
money
great
talk,
Zidane and the great Zidane up
Devin money talk.
there. So so you know what the great Zidane?
What great Zidane? Just say Zidane.
By the way, it's the two team that play weekend came back from 2-0 down to win. I think Leicester came back from 2-0 down today to win 4-2,
4-3.
4-3.
4-3. They gave away one at the end, man. Patson Daka scored all 4 goals, and he was very good for them. But just one of those things, and I want to say the back of Ole because people give him ratings, say he has improved Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, but it's when you have a generational talent like Mason Greenwood, man, I really require a coach in Ole. That man need a man like Pep and Klopp to take him to the next level. Man is
What
just
I
so much
don't
more
like is what I don't like is a good coach is going to find a way how to start Pogba. And it seems like he can't find a way how to make sure he utilize Pogba. That's the thing about it. You have to try and utilize him. I don't think Pogba should be coming off the bench in no team right now. I know I know he probably is not the most efficient for United, but you have to find a way to use him. And if you can't use him, you might as well let him go. If you have to be taking Pogba off the bench. Because if
but
he goes to Real Madrid, I'm telling you, he's not going to
I
come
want
off the
him
bench.
I want him to go to Real Madrid. He can't lift up now, man. But um that's separate and apart. United fans gloating about the win. I wasn't satisfied, just saying. Gave away too much chances to Atalanta, where if it was another team, especially like Liverpool, they would have buried those chances. So it wasn't overall a satisfying performance for me, but take the win out, move on. Now we're going to switch across to a different topic, total different sport. Yes, the man who calls himself Guru will be having a show tomorrow, but we're here now, so we are going to look forward to it. Cricket World Cup is around the corner. Well, it has already started. There has been some qualification games, and we can say that Sri Lanka has basically qualified for the 12 already. But when I look at it, Fabian Allen has gone down for West Indies. Big loss that for them because they know when it comes down to feeling, that guy is the best feeler in the world right now. There's nobody in the world that is better than that man when it comes down to feeling. He's lower the batting as well. Very good. Yes, they have called in Akilo saying, will you probably say is a good bowler, better bowler than Fabian Allen, but in terms of fielding and also batting, Akilo saying is a downgrade. And they have also called in Gudakesh Moti as the next man to fill that void. So now with that being said though, they have played 2 warm-up games so far. They have lost both and they have lost both convincingly. We're going to start with Chris. You look at this West Indies team and you really look at them deeply. Do you think that they have what it takes to win this tournament?
Yes, it's basically we have so much match winners in this team that I can't feel too bad of who they left out. I mean, you're not going to agree with no matter what team when selectors come and pick a team, we face it every week in football. We question coach's decision. It's the same thing in cricket. No matter who you think we left out of this West Indies team, we have a lot of match winners. If you go around, we have match winners from the top go all the way down. So I am not losing hope and thinking that we can't, because you can't use warm-up games to really judge. Everyone is still trying to figure out what they can do. People use warm-up games to a lot of stuff. It's not more teams except West Indies, I think, will take it serious, especially that most of our guys coming out of the IPL. I don't really scared of any team at the moment that I see that I think that West Indies can get over. I
Okay.
am confident in the squad.
Devin, what say you?
I still have some confidence. My concern. I watched the game today. I didn't know the game was on ESPN streaming service, so I got to watch most of the game today. But once West Indies see a pace bowler, get excited. Them get excited. 4-6. Once them see a spinner, oh gosh, man. I say, yo, and people gonna figure out Andre Russell too. He has to figure out how to play the spin. He was playing what the guy name? I think it's Najib or I don't remember from
Mujib.
our Khan. I don't one of the spinners.
Mhm.
None of him in sort of man just like Andre Russell like a schoolboy playing against it. You understand? And I saw him in the CPL too. In the CPL when he was playing a spinner, he refused to take a single to go back and strike
To
to face
Narayan.
spinner. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he refused to face Narayan one
I
over
realized
in that.
one man was hiding from Narayan. You get what I'm saying? You can't be playing and come in as a big hitter and be hiding. So my concern is with the spinner. Chase, I guess they try chasing the role whereby to see how much he can
Need to turn over quicker though.
pass through the innings. But the talk is like they're trying to use him like a Marlon Samuels. But the thing with Marlon Samuels can't turn it on. Marlon Samuels will soak up some dot balls, like what I saw today. Soak up some dot balls, but he just could not turn it on. He could not turn it on to
Good
get
point, different because you know that with Samuel, sometimes you'll see Samuel's on 3 or 15, and then when you look, you see
yeah.
them on the ball 40 or 22, and yeah, that's the
Like
thing that we're talking about.
yeah, it can't be that role. So I don't know what's gonna be the role of him. I thought they were trying to use Gale to be that role because they're not using Gale up front as the explosive opener. So they're gonna try to see if he could bat through, or they're going to try to use Etmire sometimes to bat through. I don't know what's gonna be the role for the different individuals. But when you look at the group setting, Australia ain't playing in a great T20 cricket right now. So we in that group with us, the four big teams in that group. We have England, Australia, South Africa, and us. South Africa ain't playing
South Africa is a team that doesn't do well when it comes down to knockout
when it comes
competition.
down to tournament too. They don't do. So it's just I see us and England moving on to the semifinals from that group. From there on, now any card can play once you reach semifinal.
The
All
thing
right.
about Chase in this game,
Yeah,
innings like what Chase played today, when all the others power hitters come around him and hit, you won't have a problem with an innings like what he played
You
today.
will.
exactly.
You will.
Yeah, no, you
Still
won't have
soaked
a problem
Chris, no, Chris. He's still
because
soaked up. He's still soaked up way too many deliveries. That's the
because
point.
wickets was falling around him. Nobody really making the runs, So that's
Mhm.
why you cannot criticize an innings that he played today because nobody really went off, If you look at the at the game, nobody went off to say we had a chance to win. So
Mhm.
that is why you can't put too much critics on his innings. And he had shown in the CPL that he can score fast. He hadn't shown in us at the international level, but he showed us in the CPL that he can get going. So
But
if he's
you know
playing
what?
a
You know what
type
was
of innings
surprising?
like this level, and he won't complain.
Mm-hmm. You know what was surprising though, Chris? When I checked the stats and I saw a man like Mohamed Nabi bowling 4 overs for 2 runs, I was like,
Yeah, man, a spinner.
what the hell? And it's not a case as if Mohamed Nabi is threatening with that ball. When you look at the Afghan spinners, you expect a man like Rashid Khan and Mujib to actually cause damage. And when I saw that Nabi was the one who actually bowled that economically, I was like, damn, seems like something is going on that wicket. But what is a concern for me is that Lendl Simmons seems out of sorts and out of form, and that is the guy that West Indies is going to open with. Does it concern you guys or not?
Of course, it's a concern. All right, like most of the batsmen in the team is a concern for me right now. Most of them is a concern for me right now because Fletcher, who's the other opener? Fletcher ain't making the runs,
Fletcher can't open in on my side, not
right?
all.
Gale ain't making the runs. Simmons ain't making the runs. Pouring at a bad IPL. He's trying to find back some form now. You know, and it's that thing with Pouring. He may play bad, but then when he comes in the West Indies setting, he seems to like try
Totally
to
different player.
get some runs. Etmire had a relatively good IPL. So Russell is not injured. Just coming back from injury, and it's same thing with Russell too. We have to worry about his injury. Pollard ain't batting. The skipper ain't batting well either. There's no,
He did well in the first warm up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why he didn't play. Basically, I don't think Simmons go in front again. I think they basically rest who is basically the sure picks basically. I think Evan Lewis went because he wants to get a knock, but I think Gale go in front of Simmons and then Gale has to not perform to get dropped.
Hmm.
Get
So you
back
think
to
they're
this.
gonna work with Gale and Lewis?
Yeah, I think they go with Gale and Lewis.
Time will tell, but of the international games that we have seen up to date, remember that it has been Gale as batting at number
Three.
three, so will they change it for the tournament? We don't know, but otherwise, Sam, that the bowling also, boy, I mean, Obed Mackay was a run scar today, man. And what I've realized with the tournament so far, I've watched a lot of the qualifiers so far, and the slower bowlers in terms of the medium pacers have done well. When we look at that Scotland side, you have this guy named Josh Davy. He has done well for them so far. He has taken, I believe, like 8 wickets so far in around in 3 matches. Then you have the guy from Ireland, Josh Little, and they also have what's his name, man, Curtis Camphor. Those guys ain't setting the world alight. They are slow bowlers, but they have been getting wickets consistently, and that is a thing that could play in West Indies factor. Because I remember that they have Dwayne Bravo and they also have Mackay, as I just mentioned. So that could play a good part for them. But in terms of what the spinners may do, now they have lost Fabian Allen. So the only real spinner in the team, well, two, they have two, Aiden Walsh and also Akil Hussain. So let's just hope and pray because, as I said, the wickets in that country, they tend to take spin well. They tend to take slower bowling well. So it's for West Indies to get the balance right. Will they do it? That's a big question because, as I said, it's not a case as if all of these guys are playing well. None of them now playing good right now. So that's a concern for West Indies. Hopefully, they can find some form as we get closer to the tournament because I believe they play around Monday or thereabouts. So we'll scout.
Saturday,
Or Friday.
Saturday against England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was the 23rd. When is the 23rd?
23rd is what Saturday.
Saturday against England.
Yeah, yeah. So, let's just hope and pray.
Yeah,
But
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
in terms of challengers, who you see as the biggest challengers to West Indies if they're not to win this tournament? Going with Devin this time, who you see as the biggest threat?
Well, I like, but the talk is about England, but I like India because I like India because they used to the conditions down there. They may not be playing at their best, but I like India. I like a team from down here who used to the conditions. I think it's one of those teams. Pakistan is not consistent. Sri
Like,
Lanka inconsistent. So I'm gonna go with India to
okay,
the biggest challenge. I like India.
Chris.
Yeah, I think India is basically the favorites. Just coming out of IPL, they have all the informed people. They are the favorite.
Captain out of farm though.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the thing with India. They always have people that are consistent. Even when you have one, even if you have the likes of Kohli out of farm, you
He
still have a
needs to
lot of
come
people.
good. For
A
them,
lot
for
of
them to
people.
for them to win though, Chris Coley has to come good.
I don't think so
I don't
because
know. I kind of disagree with that.
no, he
Mm.
will I think he will contribute as to
Yeah.
say he will probably set the world on fire. He doesn't have to do that for India to win because they like the West Indies, they have the same thing. They have match winners with the ball, not only with the bat like us we who probably only have it with the bat. They have it with the ball. They can bundle out teams. They back themselves to whatever total they put up. They think that's the best. More than likely they could have got. So they basically bought themselves to bundle out teams cheaply.
I agree with that because if you look at a guy like Jasprit Bumrah, that guy is bonkers when it comes on to T20. And then you have Mohamed Shami. Shami ain't no joke when it comes on to the shorter form as well. And then Ashwin has been proving himself in the shorter form as well. So, boy, it's like everywhere you look, this is a well-rounded team. Look at the top of the order. They're probably scratching their head who they're going to start because you have so many Indian guys that are playing well right now. You look at KL Rahul, brilliant form. Ishan Kishan, brilliant form. Surya Kumar Yadav, good form as well. You look at Hardik Pandya down the order, good player again. Boy,
Yeah, you have this
Rishabh
come
Pant,
up with name got. Guy Water or something. Gaikw. Yeah, he came
Gaikwad.
from English. Gaikwad. Yeah,
Gaikwad, he plays for
like,
Chennai Super Kings.
yeah,
Brilliant
he
player.
was making. Woo, he was making a lot of runs, man. So they always have players just coming up, coming up.
Yeah, but boy, it's a tricky situation. But for me, I kind of like Pakistan, you know. I don't know why, but I just think they have a good enough team, and they have, as I said, they have bowlers. That's a good thing for them. And they also have batsmen who can do well too. So, boy, when I look at that team, it's a good team, but a team that we shouldn't basically overlook is also New Zealand. New Zealand did well in the World Cup previously, the 50 over World Cup. So they still kept an all of that bunch. So they are going to the World Cup and top form as well. I saw Mitchell Santner the other day playing in some warm ups and it did look good. So what you guys think of the chances of a team like New Zealand?
New Zealand, like South Africa, there are two teams that seems like they're not really tournament teams, you know.
But New Zealand
They
did well last
always
World
seem
Cup.
to play good, yeah. But New Zealand always seem to have good T20 teams. They will beat people like here. They will beat people matches after matches, but then come to tournament. I don't think they're the best team like South Africa. But like I say, you cannot sleep on them. They have big hitters also, and they are obviously in the mix of teams. Like I say, Pakistan, because of where the World Cup is taking place, Pakistan is feeling confident, just like India, that they can probably be the champions at the end of it. But New Zealand, I think, is a good team to say have a good chance.
All right, Devin, what say you?
Yeah, man, they're right up there. They're right up there because like they slowly but surely have been coming around to say okay, they can do well in tournament. Unlike with South Africa. South Africa just once tournament come, that's it. But you know, they reach a final and it was just it's just lucky. I think England lucky why they got that World Cup win, you know. But New Zealand could have been New Zealand as well. But they have shown when it come onto the global stage now that they can compete and not only just compete, but they can get to the final and they are up there as a favorite, not as far from the other top teams too. Yeah, they have a good chance of winning. They can win it all.
Okay. All right, so this is where we're going to call it a wrap.
Yeah.
Before that, I'm going to give you guys a minute as per usual. So, Devin, start with you. Your minute
Well,
starts now.
the NBA. I just want to talk. The NBA started last night. Lakers, my side lose. Warriors beat them. Um, we talk about
Take this,
Brooklyn.
Devin. Put
Yeah,
the L.
yeah. I get it. We talk about Brooklyn coming out of the East easily. May have it's just one game, but there may be some doubts to that the way Bucks handled them last night and with Kyrie out. It may not be as easy as it was before the start of the season when everybody was saying, Nets definitely coming out. And then
Mhm.
tonight's set of games, just quickly, Randall, he pick up from where he started off because I was watching a little part of the game before I joined, and it's first in a long while I'm hearing like this expectation from the Knicks team. And I just feel like when too much expectation is on them, they may not do as well. But I'm hoping that the Knicks do well now because the talk in the New York media is that the Knicks gonna do well this season, and I don't know what they consider well, but everybody just have this heightened expectation because the New York media does. Once there's a team that's doing well, they just put it out there in the media like it's all about that team. But they beating Boston and they look like they're gonna beat Boston and Randall just picking up from where he left off last year. Hope when he gets to the playoff he can do well because he had a flop so to speak in the playoffs last year.
Mhm. Chris, your minute.
That's where you have to play. The NBA starts, so that's where we have to be. LeBron and LeBron and AD and Russell Westbrook last night, I think gave away a game. Russell Westbrook was awful. Steph Curry didn't have a good night. Basically, if you look at his stats, it's basically free throws that give him most of those points. He was awful also. But it's good to see that his team rally around him and basically get him that win. That's confidence. You don't want Steph to have that type of confidence, feeling that his team is really good. Because come next game, that's when you're in trouble again now. and he's going to feel confident, and his brother is still on the sideline, and
Oh,
his team is
that is
playing
what I
this
was
way.
going to tell you. Now, Devin and I was speaking about it before it came, and you said that Lakers missed a big chance last night to get their first win because remember that they basically have the strongest team. Warriors are without Clay and Kuminga, so and also Wiseman. So when you
Right.
factor in those things, we're not at full strength. So I
Yeah,
love how we look, and it just only can get better from here.
yeah, they only can get better. But the Lakers, they're going to figure it out. Obviously, LeBron did look good. Did what he does, averaged 30 against the Warriors, and he turned up again. He looked smooth as ever last night. He played off the ball while Westbrook was on the floor, and he really looked good. I like how he looked, and Anthony Davis looked very lively. And the new pieces, Blaze Moore, look good.
Yeah.
Um,
Avery
Giannis,
Bradley.
yeah, they look good. Giannis game with the Nets. I think KD picked up where he left off. Giannis picked up where he left off. But obviously the Bucks were just in that mood where they were happy to collect their ring and everything just before, and they just went out there and basically take the game from the first quarter from the Nets. Take them out of the game and just continue that for the 4 quarters, for the other 3 quarters. But the NBA is going to be fun. There's a lot of moves that take place, and it's going to be fun.
All right, before I move on, before we close off, Devin, one problem for you and your team is that your team sucks at the free throw line. And when I say suck, I mean they literally suck at the free throw line. AD is awful. LeBron was awful. All these guys suck from the free throw line. And I heard the commentators lamenting the point right throughout that when you look at this Lakers team, there's nobody in the team that is good from the free throw line.
Don't worry about that, man. You just one of 82, man. Don't worry about that. One of 82.
Normally, I don't know what's happening to Anthony Davis. He's normally
A good free
somewhere around 85, 90 at the free throw line. I don't know what happened since last season. AD don't look automatic again. He was one
Yeah.
of the guys that normally, I don't know what happened, but I expect him to turn it around and be that guy. If you notice, there was a fragrant, I expect him to go to the line every time because he's the better free throw guy on the team. So it's going to happen. He's going to turn it around. AD, like I said, from he was in New Orleans, he was 85 to 90 like most seasons. So I don't expect it to, unless he's going to pull a LeBron and just drift back.
Don't worry, man. Lakers coming out the West, man. So don't worry yourself.
All right, guys, remember that you should like the video before you leave and ensure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And tomorrow, you know that we're going to have a show with Timo and West Indies international cricketer John Campbell. So ensure that you are tuned in
Oh,
tomorrow.
John Campbell, man.
Yeah, man, John Campbell will be on tomorrow. So, guys, ensure that you book your ticket and have a safe flight tomorrow. So, continue watching some sports. A lot of conference league going on tomorrow. Lot of Europa League basketball going on, NFL going on. So, guys, a lot of sporting action going on. Ensure that you tune in and watch, man, and tune into the respective shows to get the tips because big money is there to win. And when you see a man like Chris Lynch turn up, when you see Kim's turn up on a Saturday, and Devin and the other guys, just know that it's all about the moolah. So ensure that you guys tune in to all the shows. Thanks to our producer Josh Carl, thanks to Devin, Kims, and also Chris for being here. And thanks to your commenters. You're the one that makes this vibrant. Keep on following Sports Frenzy. Until tomorrow, stay safe. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of